Brian Lilley is going to join me as soon as I ask for donations and to subscribe to keep us on the air. But the topic we're going to talk about with Mr. Lilley from The Sun is why Justin Trudeau is so unpopular. You hear from his caucus, you hear from lots of, quote, journalists saying, well, he's been there too long, and of course they're just getting tired of him. I put the question to you, Brian Lilley. Canadians don't want Trudeau back because they don't like his policies. They think his government has been a failure. They don't like what he's done to Canada.
Oh, Nagamba, a bit of both, right? Yeah.
Well, more policies. We aren't his shadow saying, oh, we like him or we don't like him because of his hair or his socks.
Oh, we're shallow? Come on. In 2015, there's a whole group of people, let's call them women, who voted for Justin Trudeau in mass numbers because he was a good-looking guy.
And they didn't like Stephen Harper.
So, let's face it, that happens. And if there was some gorgeous...
So we're paying for 10 years of bad government because women in the GTA
No, it's not just women that voted for Justin Trudeau, but I was at events with Trudeau, I'm listening, and yeah, there were people who were voting for him because he was a good-looking guy. Eventually, with every politician, doesn't matter how good-looking you are, voters get sick of looking at your face, okay? So that's part of it. But his policies are another part of it. And yeah, people are looking around and going, wait a minute, I used to be able to afford a house. I thought my kids would be able to afford a house. Now nobody can afford a house. I can't sell my house and move because I can't buy anything else.
And we have crime rampant in the streets all over the place and nobody's doing anything about it.
Violent crime is up 49% since Justin Trudeau took office. That is the result of bail reform that went bad. That is the result of getting rid of mandatory minimum sentences for incredibly important crimes like selling smuggled guns. These weren't things the court said he had to do. These were things that people like David Lametti, his former justice minister, said we should do because it's the right progressive thing to be really soft on crime. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I know a lot of progressive Canadians who would say, look, I don't want to lock people up forever, but if you're selling illegal guns, maybe you should go to jail.
So you agree with me. There are a number of policies that people disagree with this government, and I would add them all up and say, well, Trudeau's government has been a failure.
They are incredibly bad at management, and I think people are realizing. But let me explain, okay? Because remember, they came in and they were going to do deliverology, which Tony Blair had made popular in the UK, and it was a way of making sure that you actually delivered on promises.
Yeah.
They have not delivered on promises.
But he promised to deliver on the promises.
They promise things and then they don't deliver. And people look and they say, it's harder to get my passport, I can't afford a house, unemployment's up, inflation's up, all these things are happening. And you look and you say, okay, well, I'm not going to believe you the next time. That's part of it. You don't promise the moon and deliver a bunch of gravel and say that you're a success, but Trudeau's trying to do that.
I'm glad it's not just about his hair. Brian Lilley, thank you very much. 3 minutes. This show provides independent analysis of the issues. We are not paid by the government. And as I am finding, so much business in Canada relies upon various governments that they don't want to sponsor or advertise on a show which may become controversial, which talks about liberty, freedoms, sometimes criticizes government. I've had guests on that support the government. But people are saying, you know what? We don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, i.e. government, which is why I hope you'll subscribe and contribute to keep this show on the air.